You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. You can make this possible. All right, folks, y'all know what time it is.
No charcoal grills are allowed.
I'm white. I got you, huh?
Illegally selling water without a permit
On my property.
Whoa! Hey!
Give me your ID.
You don't live here.
I'm uncomfortable.
Imagine listening to Buffalo Morning Drive Time Radio, and a shock jock is talking about toast. And the crew is discussing how they like their toast, and they make a comparison to black women. Listen.
What is your
what's the number?
Your
I think
setting,
it's probably a 7-ish, 6 to 7,
God.
probably 7.
See, we have ours, and I'm going to get into trouble
It's
for
like
this.
2
but
o'clock.
I have them to the attractiveness of women that I find to be attractive. So I will never go to a Serena Williams level, but I'm very comfortable with, like, I'm very comfortable at a Halle Berry level.
Okay.
I need a little bit of mulatto still coming through. It can't be,
Not like, is Gail King that's not in your realm?
No, Gail King is not even on my toaster.
You about to lose your job. You about to lose your job. You are about to lose your job. WGRF 97 Rock radio host, former radio host Rob Letterman, said he was so comfortable with his toast. Well, let's just say as that clip went out, things didn't go so well. Not only that, Letterman also lost his job as a host for the National Hockey League's Buffalo Sabres, and his 2 co-hosts, who giggled at his comments, have been suspended. See, Greg, I keep saying, every time one of these white folk do this, 100 black people should apply for their job. I'm telling you, if they keep this up, we could end all black unemployment with this crazy-ass white people segment.
I don't know, Roland. The only reason I say I don't know, brother, is because clearly he was there because he was popular. We think of Don Imus. We think of Howard Stern, so-called shock jocks. We think of Rush Limbaugh. Now, well, I guess he's too far away from John Lewis to have a conversation given the proximate distance between heaven and hell, but they are popular. They have listeners. If you put black people in it, you put a black woman in that seat or a black man in that seat, and the ratings plunge. See, the thing that keeps these people going is not the individuals, it's the people who listen to them and the ad rate and the ad buy they can use it. I mean, you know this much better than all of us combined. And so when I hear something like that, of course, get rid of him, but that's just cutting the head off of the deeper problem. The problem is this is how non-white people are viewed, with black people at the bottom of a pyramid at which whiteness is at the top. And at the bottom of that pyramid of blackness is the black man and the black woman, depending on who's doing the talking. Mulatto, that conversation, that is about sexuality, that's about gender, that's about how women are viewed in general, and then black women in particular. All of that is in the soul of the listeners. So you get rid of him and put somebody else in there, then they probably tank the thing. Then he go put his replacement in, who's just going to be a little bit more careful next time and have a different type of narrative, but tap into that same psyche. The guy's popular. That's why he was there in the first place.
The thing here, Amisha, is, they to even think that conversation. Yeah, I like mulatto toast. Oh no, I'm not. I will not go as far as my toast being Serena Williams. Yeah. Yeah, the station fired them before it happened yet. Look, it did not take long to fire them because they saw that heat that was about to come.
There's no coming back from something like that. And Roland, when I had originally heard this story, I thought that this was a hot mic situation. Not that that would make it any better, but the fact that they did this during a live broadcast makes it even worse. And I'll add something else to that. I think that as a Black woman, I'm always extremely offended when I hear white men specifically make fun of, castigate, and throw under Serena Williams on a regular basis, not only because of body type, but also because of skin tone. And it is devastating. It is hurtful. It is something that comes from a relic in an era in our country's history that is not only disparaging, but disgusting. But I'll also add this, Roland. We can't act like colorism and this level of disgust isn't something that exists within the African-American community as well. Now, there's some kitchen cleanup that has to be done here when it comes to how Black women specifically are rated in terms of their attractiveness based on this idealism that the closer they are to whiteness and lightness means that they are, closer to being worthy, closer to being, this idea of beauty. That level of frustration I heard from those men is the same level of frustration I get when I'm looking at some of the chats and hearing from Black men out in the streets who say very similar things. This is a full problem that exists not only within that minutia that we just heard, and yes, they deserve to lose their jobs. I'm glad that the two who giggled and also helped to carry that conversation along are also suspended. But this is a much bigger context and conversation because Black women have been through so much in this country. And the last thing we need is this consistent judgment based on skin tone, not only from white people who created that lever, but also from Black men who continue to perpetuate it to present day.
Brittany?
Yeah, absolutely. I have to just echo everything that the panel said. Obviously, this is all happening under the umbrella of white supremacy. And Amisha, I'm so glad that you said what you said because you hit the nail on the head. Look, I'm a light-skinned Black woman. We know this, and it is so interesting how often being catcalled and being people are showing some type of interest, right? And the first thing they say is something about my skin complexion, right? Because it is the white supremacy and the anti-Blackness is so pervasive, and we continue to see this manifest itself in numerous ways. Whether that's the skin bleaching creams that women feel like they need to use in South Asia, whether it's the umbrellas that are used in East Asia to make sure that there's no tanning of the skin. It's a legacy of white supremacy that we see not only in the white community but in various communities of color. And I have to do a little shout out to a documentary that's about to come out called Subjects of Desire, which deals with the intricacies and legacy of Black women in beauty, white supremacy, and colorism.
All right, folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
It's time to be smart. When we control our institutions, we win. This is the most important news show on television of any racial background. Y'all put $2, $3, $4, $5, $10, $15, $20, $30 on this and keep this going. What you've done, Roland, since this crisis came out in full bloom. Anybody watching this, tell your friends. Go back and look at the last 2 weeks, especially of Roland Martin Unfiltered. I mean, hell, go back and look at the last 2 days. You've had sitting United States senators today, Klobuchar and Harris. Whatever you have that you can bring to Roland Martin Unfiltered to support it, please do, because this information may literally save your life.
Watch Roland Martin Unfiltered daily at 6 p.m. Eastern on YouTube, Facebook, or Periscope, or go to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered Daily Digital Show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com.